Hi guys, welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video, we will be going over Bitcoin, Ethereum. We will also be going over the CME chart of Bitcoin, which is looking very interesting these days. And we'll also be going over the dollar index, in which we all know that has a crucial effect on Bitcoin. First of all, let's go over Bitcoin. We can see the Bitcoin is still trading inside of this very boring and choppy range. As I have been stating for weeks now, try not to get chopped up in this range. But what is really interesting about this is that last week on Thursday, when we got the CPI data release, we have finally swept the range low. We have not only we didn't get only a sweep of the range low, but we also got a sweep of these equal lows over here. As you can see, beautiful sweep. And afterwards, we saw a very strong reaction towards the upside. And Bitcoin is right now trying to create some strong market structure over here. Okay, so that is a very bullish sign. In previous video, I explained to you guys how I predicted this bear trap over here and how I entered a long position around 18.5K. Right now, we can see that Bitcoin is trying to find its way towards the upside. If we look at the fixed range volume profile of this range, we can also see that it turned the point of control into support over here and saw a decent move today towards the upside. Okay, we have filled the hour 4 fair value gap over here, the imbalance, and Bitcoin is starting to consolidate afterwards. We can see that right over here we have a very important volume node of resistance where Bitcoin once again found resistance. Over here with the value area high where we previously got rejected, and where Bitcoin is finding support and resistance multiple times in this very boring range. Right now, it is very simple for Bitcoin. If it wants to continue its way towards the upside, towards the critical resistance around $21,000, in a minute I will explain to you guys why this is very important resistance. It needs to gain this previous high over here. So what I don't want to see right over here is a wick above this high. So I don't want to see a wick and then a move towards the downside. That would be considered pretty bearish in my opinion. I want to see a candle close on the 4-hourly time frame above this high, and preferably open and close a 4-hourly candle above this previous high over here. In that case, in my opinion, we are creating bullish market structure again, and we can maybe even seek for another higher low before attacking the crucial resistance. Why do I still expect at least one more move towards the upside? Because we still haven't taken this buy side liquidity over here, and we also still haven't taken these equal highs, which means the majority of the liquidity is definitely towards the upside right now, especially since we took these equal lows over here. And we all know the market makers are always trying to push the price towards the area where the most amount of liquidity is. Once we have taken this buy side liquidity, this test of the key resistance over here will determine if we go higher. In that case, we will visit this area over here around $22,000 towards $22,200, maybe even much higher, but these are the two critical resistance areas, especially this one. Why? If we take swing high over here towards this swing low, we can see golden pocket area of resistance, the most important Fibonacci retracement level. On top of that, if we zoom out, we take the fixed range volume profile, we can also see that we have a very big volume spike over here, in which the bottom of that volume spike will act as resistance, which is also exactly in this area. Also, Bitcoin found support over here before continuing its way towards the upside, and we haven't retested the previous supported flip zone after breaking down. So I still want to see a retest of that flip zone. So that is definitely the key area of resistance for Bitcoin, and if we want to continue higher, we have to make sure we break through that area. Right now, we still have to wait until we break this high. In that case, we will visit this buy side liquidity and these equal highs over here. And I hope to see a test of this critical resistance area around $21,000. And I definitely expect a test of that area this week. Okay? For Ethereum, things are looking very interesting. Why? We can see Ethereum is forming some kind of a falling wedge pattern, in which we can say that that this pattern isn't valid, as we haven't seen 3 tests of the lower low trend line, which means we can still dip towards the lower low trend line for Ethereum. But more importantly, this trend line over here is acting as resistance multiple times on the Ethereum chart. We want to see a candle open and a candle close above this trend line. So we can see yesterday we did get a push outside of that trend line. But that is why it is always very important to wait for confirmation before entering a possible trade, okay? As soon as you see a candle open and a candle close above this trend line of resistance, you can enter a long position on the retest of the trend line. But as long as we don't see a candle open and a candle close above the trend line of resistance, I would wait for a confirmed breakout. Why? If we take the hour 4 200 moving average and the hour 4 200 estimated moving average, the EMA, we can see those two are also above the trend line of resistance. So we have some pretty strong confluences over here, and we also have these equal highs over here in which we could see a fake out above these equal highs, touch the EMAs of resistance, and then see a fake out towards the downside. So it is very important to see a candle open and candle close above this trend line of resistance. Once we do, we are visiting the key resistance area over here. Why is this a key resistance area? If we go onto the daily time frame over here, we can see that this was the daily order block that brought Ethereum to new lows. So this daily order block will act as very strong resistance for the Ethereum price. And we also have another strong daily order block over here, which brought the price down even more. On top of that, we have some unfilled imbalances above this daily order block. So we might even see a test of this resistance area. So we have two key resistance areas for Ethereum that both are yet to be tested. Also above this buy side liquidity over here, we still have some unfilled imbalances for Ethereum, as you can see over here. So that is another reason why I expect a test of that key resistance area. And I at least expect a sweep of this buy side liquidity over here, but it makes even more sense to get a test of this resistance area before at least a pullback on Ethereum before further upside continuation. Okay, so that is the current state of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why am I pretty bullish on Bitcoin right now? If we look at the CME chart, which is the chart that is not running all week long and is the chart that a lot of professional traders use, we can see last week that we got a sweep of the current low of the CME chart. So we didn't get a low as in June on the normal Bitcoin chart. If we zoom out, we can see we made a low around 17.5K. But on the CME chart, the chart a lot of professional traders use, we only got a low around 18K. But we sweeped it last week, and since then we saw a very strong move towards the upside. On top of that, the CME chart is also forming a falling wedge pattern, which is a typically reversal pattern for Bitcoin. And we can see right now, we are testing the trend line of resistance once again. Once again, guys, wait for the confirmation before entering a possible trade. We want to see a candle open and candle close above this trend line of resistance, and preferably also see a retest of the trend line. If we see that, it is a free long towards the upside, okay? Because this CME chart is the chart that a lot of professional traders use, guys. So this is actually very, very interesting that we are seeing this pattern occur on this chart. On top of that, we did get a beautiful sweep of the previous low on this chart. So things are looking pretty bullish on this chart, guys. And that is actually very bullish for Bitcoin. The DXY is testing crucial support over here. The parabolic trend is being tested for the 5th time, I think. And in case we get a breakdown of this key support area over here, once again, wait for the confirmation. If you get a confirmed breakdown, we need to wait for a retest once again. And then we can expect further downside on DXY, which obviously means further upside for equities and also for Bitcoin. So with 4 charts that we have to watch. We have Bitcoin, Ethereum, the CME chart, and DXY. Ethereum is very important for altcoins. Altcoins are following Ethereum mainly. If Ethereum is strong, altcoins are strong. If Ethereum is weak, altcoins are weak. So as soon as Ethereum gets a confirmed breakout of this falling wedge, we see a retest. On this retest, it's not only very interesting to long Ethereum, but it is even more interesting to long certain altcoins. Okay, so Ethereum, definitely a chart to watch for altcoins. CME chart, definitely a chart to watch for a potential confirmed breakout, which would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. And we also have to watch the DXY chart for a possible confirmed breakdown. In case we do, that would also be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. So right now, guys, I am feeling pretty bullish on Bitcoin for this week. I do expect a breakout out of this extremely choppy range soon. I am in multiple long positions since 18.5k. I do have my stops at break even, so I'm not in a worry at all. I'm just waiting to see how this market develops. If we do get a confirmed breakout above the previous high, I would look for more longs or to add to my current longs on a potential retest. And the same is for Ethereum over here. Okay, guys? So pretty quick update. Just returned from Munich. Was there to visit some of my family that lives over there. Had a very nice weekend, so just back in town. Immediately started recording this video, so that is why it looks a little bit rushed, as it is a little bit rushed. The next video will be online on Wednesday, same time, also 8 p.m. Central European time, so make sure to check that one out as well. Let's see how these scenarios develop on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I will speak to you guys on Wednesday. Bye bye.